light up and level up with High Level Chronicles, a captivating podcast that brings together gaming, cannabis, and engaging conversations.
What is up, levelers? You know the vibe. It's your boy Chris, floating through the digital smoke cloud and bringing you another sesh of High Level Chronicles, where cannabis, video games, and entertainment all come to vibe in one beautifully lit place. Sitting across from me with a vape pen and two broken controllers is the man, the myth, the munchie menace himself, Paul. What is good?
Yo, man, I think we are in a good spot. If you are looking for some TV watching, there's so much good shit coming out right now.
Yeah?
I don't know whether you're into Andor coming back, Black Mirror.
No, about Black Mirror.
It's a fun little show out on Amazon called The Studio. I think we might have talked about that last week with Seth Rogen.
Yep.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
It's
What you been
it's
up to
good,
lately,
man?
man?
I've been out a lot because the weather has just been amazing, and had a fun fact that I found out about myself. I have seasonal allergies now.
Bro, I feel you on that. I've had them for the last couple of years. I don't know where they started or how it started, but I got them. I never had allergies before, and it is so bad this year. Like right now, like this whole time, it is rough. Like extremely rough. I feel like I'm blowing my nose probably 50 to 70 times a day, I feel like. And it's like,
I've never had it, so it's a whole new experience for me. I'm out at a outside restaurant downtown a Friday night, and I'm just dying. And I was like, I gotta go. I was like, my eyes, I can't keep them open. They're so itchy. I start getting the congestion. And I was like, well, maybe it's something that night, whatever. Go out next morning for some brunch, and took a little longer. I was walking around, for like an hour, and then we, sat down, and I don't know. I guess that happens. You got that.
I take a daily allergy med. So, and
I'm
that
gonna have
doesn't
to start
even,
to,
I couldn't imagine what it'd be like if I didn't have that. Because even with it, and I've tried them all. I've tried all the off brands, the name brands. The only one I really found I really like now is this. I think it's like Zysol or some shit like that. And you take it at night. It's different. You take it at night, and it's for 24 hours. So it gets in your system while you're sleeping. So when you wake up, it's not as bad. But
okay,
it's
does
still
it knock
bad.
you out?
No, not like that. You can take it any time of day you want. They just recommend it at night, so they just say that's the best time. But yo, I don't know. Real talk, levelers, we have no clue what to talk about tonight, so we're just gonna vibe and see where the night takes us.
Medical problems.
We're gonna see where the night takes us. It's like starting a brand new video game, right? With no tutorial, so we'll just figure it out as we go. No guests, no direction, just two dudes, some THC, microphone. Welcome to episode 49. Wait. You know what? Wait, I think we should call this one. We usually try to come up with a name after I do everything, but I think this one's we'll call it We Didn't Wing It. Like literally just made that up. Like, so buckle in, spark up. Let's see where the THC spaceship takes us. By starting off with everyone's favorite segment, Leveled Up. You know the drill. We want to know what you all been consuming, what's been consuming you this week, last 2 weeks. However, what strain's been in rotation? What games you got locked in right now? What are you locked in on? Or what show you watching that, while you melt away in the couch like a mozzarella stick in a microwave? Paul, now here's one thing. I see you've been trying for that platinum on Elden Ring. That's all I see you on, man. You smoking on some of that sativa, those some Dodge rolls and shit? That what you been up to? Every time I look, you on Elden Ring. Like, that's all you been on.
Chris, I'm at the last boss, the Elden Beast, and I put in a lot of work. I was talking with some friends of mine who had beaten the game a while ago. I was like, oh, I'm level like 80 or so. Like, I'm pretty far, right? And they're like, nah, not really.
I don't even know where I'm at in it. I haven't been on it in a while.
But I'm trying to get all the bosses, and I'm in mid-season form, so I'm ready. I'm ready to get the expansion, next 2 expansions, because I know the next one's a multiplayer.
Well, that's not an expansion. That's a standalone. That's a co-op. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So I've been leveling up on that, and Elder Scrolls 4 has been remastered.
Hey, you know what? I don't mean to interrupt you. It's kind of like you just talked about that, but Elden Ring, the Night Rain, the one, the co-op, it comes out next week.
Oh my God, it does. Yeah.
It's May 23rd. So, or May 21st. What are they? I don't know, whatever they, but it comes out next week either way, because it comes out May 30th, I think. So, hey, that's something we're going to have to we're going to have to get that and roll with it. That's something we're going to have to do for sure. Just like we've been doing with Split Fiction.
Yep.
We need to get back to that. We keep going back and forth. We need to finish that game out. It's so fun. It's so random.
It's we'll put in an hour here or there and just, I think I laugh the entire, every time we play, and it's
that
just
dance monkey,
so silly. Yeah.
Or the Monkey King, Dance and Groove. Bro, that game's so fun. And it's all like kids games. Like the one we played was Hot Potato, but it was like
with a bomb
and shit. And then the Monkey King, of course, to me, I thought it was like Simon Says, right? So follow, whatever you're doing. It's fun. It's a fun. It's a good just a good-hearted game. But I swear she said that fucking thing. That's why I asked you if that's what she said, because I couldn't. That's why I swear she said that in the game. I don't know.
I don't know what it's rated, but I don't
either.
Remember a lot of swearing in that game, though.
I don't. I'm just saying. I swear that's what she said. Maybe I was a little too
I got the subtitles on too, because my hearing's shot. So even with headphones,
you've been grinding out that Elden Ring. What is that? You said you've been the edibles.
I said Elder Scrolls 4 remastered.
I thought you said edibles.
Edible Scrolls 4. No.
Edible Scrolls 4.
That shit is like 2006 game. It's been remastered. It looks beautiful. And I've played it years ago, and it was fun, but it was always like the graphics, like it takes me out of being like immersed. Everyone's like a cube. Probably why I could never get into Minecraft.
Right. Have you seen this shit going on with that Minecraft movie? That whole chicken jockey shit, when they're like destroying theaters during that scene.
God. Yes, I have.
That's crazy. The videos. I'm like, they have no care in the world about the workers or anybody. All over the seats, and they're throwing all over the people that aren't even expecting it. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a chicken. I saw someone bring a live chicken into the theater, and I don't get it. Like I don't even know like if there's a meme or some sort of origin of that. I was just like, hey, look at these crazy Gen Zers.
That's the generation below us, bro. That's the generation two below us that are playing that.
Yeah, Gen Z's wild,
crazy.
Yeah, but I have been leveling up also on some Pineapple Express.
What? Classic. All right,
it's a classic. Yeah. Going back, it has a big old pineapple in this little container and some pre-rolls in there, and it's nice. It's a nice, pretty chill high.
I told you that there's that company I get my shit from that I like that they have one called West Mac. That's the one I've really enjoyed, and I went back, man. They were sold out of the flour, so I ended up ordering a motherfucking 50 pack of pre-rolls of that shit. Each pre-roll was each pre-roll was a gram and a half. So
well,
$110.
I was gonna say that's gonna cost you a little bit there.
Think about it though. See, times a gram and a half is how many grams? How many we talking here? You the math? You the teacher.
Not teacher.
Come on, man.
A gram and a half for 50. That's like 75.
That's 75 grams.
Yeah, I could do.
So that's over an ounce.
Well, if you smoke it all at once, yeah.
But what I'm saying though is that for $110, that's pretty good. Not too bad, especially when you look at prices around here. Either way,
that's true. Yeah, buy in bulk. When is Costco or Sam's Club going to get into the weed business?
Right, soon. Once it gets federally legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I
ain't trying to get into that battle tonight. I ain't trying to get into that tonight for sure. No way.
What about you, man? What are you leveling up on?
Well, it's getting closer to summer. The weather's been nice. I'm actually leveling up on some, y'all gonna make fun of me, I don't care. Arizona hard watermelon. Man, it's so good. It's like just smooth. It doesn't have any, I don't know. I think of it like High 9, you know what I mean? Because I like High 9, I just don't have any right now. But also, what I have here, what I'm smoking on is it's a custom mix I like. It's Collins Avenue and Mac. Because I love Mac. Just that perfect fun vibe feeling, you know what I'm saying? Even the wife really enjoys it. But, I don't know. I don't want to say everything's been good because I've had my ups and downs over the last few weeks. It is what it is. We have it with the season. The weather's getting better. You know what I'm saying? So that, of course, is boosting the mood.
Yeah, man, the
Getting
vitamin
those
D.
endorphins going. You know what I'm saying? Instead of all the winter.
Absolutely.
And I'm leaving for Europe here in a couple of days. Bro, I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, get to go travel Europe for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? It'll be
Dude, I hope you
fucking
have a blast
fun
with
as
that.
hell.
It sounds so much fun.
I can't wait, man. And I also found a new little passion, I guess. Over the last few months, really. I guess I started drumming, and I started taking drum lessons, and I've gotten to the point that now I actually start writing my own music to drumming, to my own songs, making songs out of. Started learning how to use like all the direct audio work for, interfaces to do everything and make my own music through me playing the drums, but then adding in synths or guitar or whatever I want to just by doing anything. It's been pretty cool. Been messing around with that.
Is that like
Fun.
I used to play the guitar a little bit. There was like tablatures, but with the drum, I feel like it's a little different because it's not like a string instrument. It's more,
No. So I'm talking like take a song. Well, we'll just say this is like we'll go like high level here. Aha. See what I did there? Teddy Swims. You know Teddy Swims, right? Bad Dreams. Know the song?
I'm
Bad
familiar.
Dreams? Okay. So I get that song and I get it as a drumless track. So it's only him singing and whatever the other instruments are, no drums. And I create my own drum to that song. So it rechanges the song basically, because if people don't know, drums control the song. You control the tempo, you control everything of the song.
Sure. Yeah.
So, write my own. So that's how I started, was taking things like Bad Dreams or, some of the bands I like I Prevail and stuff, taking some of their music and doing drumless tracks and create my own drums for that song. If you've ever heard of a thing on YouTube, there's a cool channel called Drumeo, and they bring artists in, like big name artists. Like, I mean, you're talking Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, drummer and stuff, and play him a drumless track and have him do his own drum beat to it, then see what the original sounds like. And they kind of compare it, and see what they did different, kind of like that. That's how I started doing it. I started doing it with drumless stuff, create my own drum fills, drum grooves, doing everything with it. But then I took it a step further and got an interface that I can, with my electronic kit, work as a MIDI controller, and it keys it into the program as notes, music notes.
Okay.
So it automatically turns it. And then from there, I can take and with another program, make my drum kit sound like any very particular drum kit you want in the world that they make. You can pick your snare drum, your toms, your cymbal, create it however you want, and it'll make it that sound. So you add that in, then you find, MIDI guitar riffs or bass guitar riffs, things like that. Add those in, and then you have your own custom song. Then you just got to find somebody that does lyrics. That's what I've been messing with. It's just something I found just to kill. I don't know, found it enjoyable, fun.
Yeah,
just to come up with
absolutely.
my own shit.
Making their
But,
creation there.
Like I said, besides us playing Split Fiction, man, I've been playing some Schedule 1 too. I don't know if I talked about that last time. That game's fun as shit. It's one of those games. You can get it for free on Steam. There's a free sample, but you grow your own weed and sell it to people. You hire your own dealers. It's fun as hell. Addictive as hell. And you can get, if a friend has it, you can play co-op and you can grow your own empire, making meth, making everything, making your own dealer. Dude, it's fun as hell. That's why it's called Schedule 1.
There you go. Got all the classics up there.
But mainly Europe, man. That's all I've been, making a list, checking it twice. It ain't Christmas time, but it's my Christmas time, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, very exciting.
Gonna go to Amsterdam, Paris. Gonna tour all of Italy. So it'll be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still kind of nervous. I ain't gonna lie, because all this plane shit, man, still going on to this day. Plane burning.
Yeah, burning, I think, is the last
man.
one I heard.
It's crazy. So I tried to think about that too. You know what I'm saying? I want to just think of good vibes.
Yeah. Well, still the safest way to travel.
At least I was going to Europe if I go down. Or was coming back. I don't know. Don't matter though. But the levelers, man. We got
some levelers letting us know what they have been leveling up on. And so we have at Stoner Gramps 65. He says, "Yo, Chris and Paul, I've been leveling up with a strain called Velvet Gelato. All right. Super creamy. Knocks me out. Been grinding the new season of Marvel Rivals and watching Severance season 2. Yeah, I know. I'm late. Keep it leveled up. Not that late. You know,
I mean, it's May, and that was over in like March. So
I don't know. I watched shit from like forever ago, and I was just like,
yeah, I
oh,
know. I do too. It don't matter to me.
Also have at Matty F says, "Hey HLCP, I've been leveling up on a hybrid called Great Monkey. Straight up makes me feel like I'm glitching in real life. Is that a good thing to glitch in real life? I guess it depends. Been playing Pal World, and let me tell you, stoned Pokemon with guns is an experience I didn't know I needed. Also rewatching Adventure Time because honestly, that show was made by wizards
Adventure
and
Time.
high people. Adventure Time, I think, was like an adult or is an Adult Swim show.
Is it?
I don't know, but yeah, no, Power World. I think that's gotten a few mentions, and I don't know. I look at it and I feel like that may be something I would love, and just get lost in it, or I may drop a lot of money and be like, oh, nah, this isn't really great. I don't know.
Brian, co-host Brian played it for a while, and then thought he was getting all into it, and then I don't think he's touched it. since he did it. Since there was that a couple weeks there of that, oh yeah, and then kind of fell off. It happens.
Some games be like that. And then last but not least, we have at mustbejohn88 said, I've been writing with this strain called lemon pie. Tastes like someone sprinkled sunshine and regret on my tongue. Well, I don't know what that would taste like. Sunshine and regret. Been going deep
Trying
into
to
the new
get my
fatal.
palate to figure it out, like
Right.
sunshine and regret.
I feel like regret can't tank it. Tastes good like that. I don't know. The sunshine, I don't know. Maybe it's a little good, a little bad.
Is that like waking up in Vegas? Well, not in Vegas. What did it say? Reno, because Vegas nothing closes but Reno. They wake up at a strip club at 6 a.m. and they kick you out because the sun's up. So you got that sunshine, but that regret from being out all night.
I have never woken up in a strip joint. Hope
wake
to
up.
never do that.
Didn't say wake up. You've been there all night. They kick you out because they close.
I thought you said you're waking up. But he has been going deep into the new Fatal Fury City of Wolves, and I caught up on some Love Island. Yeah, I know, it's my guilty pleasure. Hey, you know what? No judgment here. But I'm not familiar with Fatal Fury City of Wolves. That sounds
dude, Fatal Fury
sounds
great.
primal.
They hyped that game up a lot during WrestleMania weekend. That game was all over everything. I guess they sponsored it or whatever. So, but yep, great vibes as always from our levelers. Remember, keep the comments coming at HLC Podcast 420. Paul, you said something earlier, and since we're kind of raw dogging this episode, I have a dumb question, but it's based on something when I thought you didn't say, but I thought you said Edible Scrolls. Remember that
Edible Scrolls.
So if you could mod any video game with like a cannabis related mechanics, what game would you pick? You have Edible Scrolls,
Definitely, if you're
it?
into some sort of RPG, could be Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Skyrim.
Oh, I'm thinking right here.
Elden Ring.
What about you? Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But the Tarnished, they're just trying to find the legendary joint known as like the Flame of the Eternal Couch Lock. And every boss is like a stoner, like archetype. You know what I mean? You got like Malekith, the Couchbound, or Malenia, Blade of the Blunt. And of course, like Radon, or how do you say his name? Radon, Lord of Regret.
Radon, yeah. Lord of
Just like sunshine and regret. So
regret.
And every time you die, the screen says you got 2 eye.
I could see, there's like buffs and ways to not only actually level up, but get your sword, with some sort of coating or something, and that can all be modded in a way, if it hasn't been done yet, with like, I'm smoking this specific strain, I'm smoking this the sativa, and it's going to make me more active, my intelligence rises, or whatever stats, things like that. You could mess with it, or my intelligence rise, but dexterity is slower or something like that because whatever strain
All right.
you're.
Here you go. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Arthur Morgan with a grow up out in the heartlands. So you got to manage crops, you got to avoid feds, you got to keep your horse from eating your stash. Your horse gets high, starts talking back to you, and he becomes your spiritual guide. That'd be a cool game. You know what I'm saying? You could add these mods to these games. I don't know.
I feel like Skyrim's
cool.
been modded. There's like 1,000 of them or something like that. There's got to be something like that in the depth of the mod folders. People just think of anything, especially for a game that's been out since 2010, 11, something like that.
Yep.
But that's with the Elder Scrolls 4 though. That's they get you. They remaster a game that's been out for 20 years. Oblivion.
And they
Great game.
Remaster it
With the cause they just taking old games and get that Unreal Engine.
They're doing that, and they're paying, but you're paying full price for it still. That shouldn't cost that much.
Bethesda just want that money, want that cheddar, man. But I came across something that I thought was pretty funny earlier. And I know we had talked off camera about the movie Idiocracy. You've never heard of it?
No, I've heard of it. I just can't remember if I've seen it or not.
2006. So it's been out again, 20 years. And people have started. So Luke Wilson, Dak Shepard, Maya Rudolph, Terry Crews.
I know Terry Crews. I know Maya Rudolph, but who's Luke Wilson? Why does that sound familiar?
Owen Wilson's brother.
Yeah, but what did he?
He was in
Old School?
Yeah, he's in Old School. Yeah,
yep. And Legally Blonde. Yeah, okay. I know.
He was an anchorman for a little bit. He had his arm cut off during that anchor fight. So he is in the year, whatever, after 2000, he has a 100 IQ. So he is like the base level of intelligence. He's not smart. He's not dumb. He's just average. And him and a sex worker played by Maya Rudolph get frozen. And they just show sort of this montage of all these like people with lower intelligence just having sex and making babies, like a baby count. And then you have this very intelligent couple that's like, we focused on our careers. And then, we're trying to do in vitro. And then they cut to them again and they're like, well, Robert died trying to produce a sample. And so like, oh, well, actually it's -1 of them now. And they're not having kids. And so it goes 500 years in the future and they show Fuddruckers and the name changes it goes through till eventually it becomes Buttfuckers. It's just they wake up in this very crude future of 2500 and the world is a trash heap essentially. There's trillions of just trash out there, which I think they're taking from like there's a trash pile in the Pacific Ocean. I think it's about the size of Texas right now. And it's just like we're running out of space to put our garbage. And so they're making some sort of predictions here. My favorite thing that is missed sometimes is everyone that has the same footwear that they said, this footwear looks ridiculous. We're going to get this small little company that no one's ever heard of, so we can't offend anyone, but they're all going to wear this weird futuristic footwear from a company called Crocs. So everyone in the movie is wearing Crocs, thinking that, this is just a little shoe company. They have a niche market. We'll give them some funding for the costume. And now everyone and their mother's wearing Crocs. Or at least has a pair. You walk down to the Walmart on a Friday morning, Saturday morning.
Never wear them out in public.
I do not own a pair of Crocs.
I wear them every day.
I hear that they're so comfortable though.
I would never wear them in public though. I mean, I guess you could. They're just like a house shoe to me. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is to me. But they're comfortable as hell. Like the best. They even have some of the like 4-wheel drive ones that have like the Velcro straps, like for working outside or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm so not into Crocs, like
that's because
style
you
or whatever.
Wear them then.
My feet always hurt though. I always wear uncomfortable shoes. So
That's why
that's
you need
that's my cross
Crocs.
to bear. My Crocs to bear.
You get a pair of Crocs, you might wear them every day.
I get scared of that comfort. Where it's like, man, you slink into it, and then you're like, because then it's just, well, what's the step of like, oh, I wear it around the house, or wear it, gardening or walking the dog or whatever, and then it's like, well, just wear it out here, just wear it out there, and
Yeah.
then you're wearing it everywhere, and then you're just a Crocs person, which is
Yeah.
no judgment, But I thought that was really funny that is the shoe that they
I
decided
know
to
what to get you
use.
for Christmas now.
No, my wife has a pair. She has a with a like fur on the inside or something,
Yep.
like a warm Crocs or
Yep.
something like that. And I was like, oh. She's like, I don't know, dude, it's so
They're
comfortable.
fleece line Crocs.
There you go.
My wife has a pair, the purple.
Yeah.
That's her favorite. Yeah.
But hey,
she
man,
has all kinds of different Crocs.
Yeah. Again, I'm sure they're super comfortable. And it's just not been something that I was like, but
So what you got to try now?
I'm kind of interested now. Want to be one of the people of the future where everyone's wearing Crocs.
Yep. Like Idiocracy.
Yeah. And there's a fun show called Ow My Balls in Idiocracy, which is just a step removed from I don't know if you ever seen like Wipeout.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love
there you go.
Wipeout.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically Wipeout, but more focused on just hitting people.
Wait, are we talking the Japanese Wipeout or the American Wipeout?
I've watched both. I think
like
the American
Japanese
ones
versions.
with Japanese.
They're funny as hell. I can't get enough of those.
Yeah, I know the American one just got released on Netflix.
I can't remember what it was called.
I mean, I feel like there's a number of those shows where it's just like, hey, we're going to be these like silly caricatures. And, I assume like all the stuff they do, like looks like it hurts, but that's like the prime entertainment in Idiocracy. Ow my balls.
That's funny.
It's a good movie, man. I recommend it.
Almost 20 years later, all that stuff is like, still running full
there's
steam.
like more like darker parts where like everyone's drowning in medical debt and
the
police are also
okay. Let's talk about okay. Well, what do you know?
Yeah, like
that sounds familiar.
That's how he like gets in trouble. Like the first second there, he doesn't have like this barcode, and they're like, oh, we gotta fine you for that, and we gotta take you to prison, and but all the prison guards are done, so he like just can walk out there and escape. And then eventually he meets the President Terry Crews, who's just shooting guns all the time, because he's the president of America. And he's like, well, if you're the smartest man alive, you need to figure out our drought crisis. And I was like, oh, we're in a drought right now. Like, not like California level, but also, that shit, it's popping up. And they said, we can't feed our crops. We're feeding that they're not growing. We got this Gatorade-like substance. It's got electrolytes. Plants crave. Just little taglines and buzzwords there. But I recommend it.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm sure my wife's probably seen it. She's a movie. What do you call it? Freak guru. Name it. She's all about movies, all about the Oscars and Emmys, all that shit. She's all about it.
I feel like freak and guru are very different terms.
But if you ever have like a trivia night where you need somebody for like movie trivia, that's her. Absolutely.
Trivia is so fun. It's a muscle though.
We used to do it all the time back in Morgantown when we lived there. My buddy used to host it. So we used to go all the time and play, and we'd go and have trivia and like have some wings. It was always fun. Always fun as hell. Yeah. That's back. I drank all the time back then, so it was like nonstop, beer after beer after beer.
Yeah, we do it at a draft house now. There's a new place called Sandbox.
Draft house. Where's that?
It's called Sandbox, but it's on. It's a new. It used to be where I think like Rockwell Brewers was down on East Street, but we have a guy on our team. He was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Won like $250,000, $1 million. He was on Jeopardy. Stayed there for like a week or something. So he's like our ringer, where he's like, I know the capital of every country in the world. And I was like, I know some, like I'm pretty good with geography, but I'm not at that level. And he said, I used to play with all these people. This guy would create the periodic table of elements by memory and just write that down. So if you got any elemental questions, I was like, that is a different level. But it's fun. The hosts are fun. The food's good. Have some drinks.
Oh, it was a good time.
But it's a muscle. When I started, I was like, I can't remember anything. Like I feel like I might know this, and now I can pull stuff just from some sort of deep recess of my mind. I was like, how did I didn't even know I knew the answer to that, but I heard it somewhere.
Is there
That
any
recall?
category that you say is your specialty? Like you said, this guy said capitals. Like he can give you every capital in the fucking world. So,
yeah,
is there anything you can say? Or if there's, I think, what category can they count on you for the right answer for?
Probably ancient history. I'm just a huge nerd there. Ancient history, U.S. presidents, gaming is always one of like. Where that guy is like, he's like, no, he's like, I'm not gonna do that one. And then I was like, all right, this is my moment, And a friend of mine is with me too, and he's usually able to cover whatever I can't, gaming wise.
Okay, so something you mentioned there, in history. Since I'm going to Europe and Italy, what would be
Dude, you're gonna see so much fucking cool shit.
No, I'm going to ask you, what would be if you could make your list for me to say, hey, man, you should go see it, because I don't know a lot about history stuff. I know the basic shit, right? I know the Colosseum, but if you could say, hey, if I was going to Europe, Paul, I'm going to Europe, I'm going there now, here's what I would go see. What would be your top places?
I mean, I would spend a lot of time in Rome. I don't know what's still there.
I get that. We're gonna be there for 8 days in Rome.
Yeah, the Colosseum, obviously. I don't know if any of there would be emperors that put up like a big like stele or a big mosaic or something like that. But there's a lot of, I just don't know what survived, because I'll hear about it and be like, oh, that's really cool. And then it's like, actually it was like destroyed in the sack of when like the Western Empire disappeared. And so I don't know if there's like any like tombs or relics there. I mean, I know there are, I just don't know what specifically. I would have to look and see.
So you would be thinking
around.
Of things outside of the tourist attraction.
I mean, I guess it depends.
Like for us, like something like, we want to go see like the Trevi Fountain, right? Or we want to go see the Pantheon and the Colosseum, the things like that. What else? Like the Spanish Steps, see where people were executed and that kind of thing. But I also hear a lot of dark shit about there, like you can go see. That's what I want to find. Like I want to find that's what I want to find. You know what I mean? Like I've seen, they have some like dark night ghost tours that sound pretty cool. Like you go to some places, but I kind of just want to do it myself. You know what I mean? Like if I know of like an old fucking like tomb, like you're talking about, there's so many like hidden underground shit over there I've seen. Ever since I started looking up shit, months and months ago when we planned for this trip, I kept getting all those reels and, TikTok videos and shit. And I don't get on TikTok, but reels of, people in Rome, like influencers or people that live there saying, instead of going like to the Pantheon, visit here, where people don't know that this person's head was cut off right here and the skull still sits like back behind this gated thing, like crazy shit. So that's what I want to see. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, I would do both, because there's some fun stuff that you can find just kind of milling around. And then you can go to like kind of the experts and, do like a ghost tour or a guided tour or, self-guided tours.
We are doing a couple tours. We are going to do that because I want to know, like the Colosseum shit. We're going through the gate, the gladiator gate at the Colosseum on the ground floor. So and then cool. going up, what is it? Palestine Hill or whatever right there. And so all that stuff. Then I think we also have a tour it's a night tour. We're doing a night tour on like an e-bike to ride around and go see some really nighttime places, and then an overlook of Rome, like the best picturesque, like a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun, man. I'm hyped.
I'm not
ready.
Catholic, but I would also like to check out Vatican.
Oh my God. Right, and now with the Pope? Yes. We're actually going to be there, I think, for the conclave.
Shit.
So I don't know. Do you know anything about that stuff? Like, do you know the history of the conclave and all that? Like, it's
I've
supposed to be
seen the
like,
movie Conclave.
yeah, but I'm saying like, there's law, like, there's like written shit. Like they're supposed to like have it between X days and X days of the Pope dying, right?
There's a mourning period, which is about, I think, 2 weeks or so. And
Well,
then
9 days. So the mourning period.
9
So
days,
once he's
okay.
buried, it's 9 days mourning, but then it has to start like whatever the timing is. It's why we're there. It starts why we're there one way or the other. Now, whether it starts when we're there at the beginning or whether it starts at the end is a whole different question. I am hoping it start. I'm kind of conflicted because we're supposed to go. We have like a VIP tour booked of the Sistine Chapel, like at nighttime when nobody's supposed to be there but us. That'll be completely closed. We're not allowed in there if they're there. If that's going on, that'll be completely cut off now. We won't be able to do it. Yes, that's exactly where it's at. So we wouldn't be able to be in it. But at the same time, I guess I'll take that miss on the Sistine Chapel over seeing some white fucking smoke come out with my own fucking eyes in Rome. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Like, how fucking crazy can that say that happened? How many people can say they've seen that in this type of, you know, in the U.S.? I don't know. It's just crazy, man, because it doesn't happen. You can't time it any better.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm hyped. I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah. I think the morning
it's going to be busier now, though. That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. It's going to be a lot busier because so many people are there.
Of all these
they're already
people
there.
Looking to,
you know, the funeral's like, like everybody came in for the funeral. People now that he's buried and that the church that's going to be in, like, that's where they can visit now. We're going to go see that, you know, where he's actually at, which is because he's not being buried in the normal location that they would bury most but he's not being buried there. He requested another location. It just so happens it's right by where we're going to be. So probably go check that out.
I don't know, because he was one of those guys. He's always talking about the poor, at least compared to other popes. So I wonder if there's like a less prestigious place that he wanted to be.
It was supposed to be one. They said that every time he did his foreign trips, this is the place where he went and prayed to the Virgin Mary. It was his personal, like, private, with a church he'd like to visit in Rome, outside of Vatican City, like instead of where most of them go to, you know, Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Basilica, something like that. You know, this was the Basilica of Marjorie Major or something, but yeah, so it's like 20 minutes outside Vatican City.
Oh, damn.
So it's actually in Rome.
Well, I know Vatican City is its own country. Technically. Yeah. So, but it's like, I don't know, is like Frederick bigger than it? Probably. Like,
I'll tell you when we get back.
It's not. It's like, I feel
back.
like it's like a few.
I'll tell you when we get back.
You could probably see a lot of, like, probably spend a day there and be like, oh, I saw, you know, everything around. But it's got to be just a beautiful spot.
Frederick City is right at 24 square miles, 23.96, right?
So I'm calling that's bigger than Vatican City.
Vatican City is 0.17 square miles.
Boom. Called it.
The smallest sovereign state in the world.
That is so crazy. That is, like I said, that's like a few blocks.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Square blocks, yeah.
Dude, that's like, yeah, it's wild. I didn't even think of how small it's going to be. That's going to be wild.
That's even smaller than I thought. I was like, maybe you get a few square miles in there. 0.17.
I was expecting like maybe 5 square miles total.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
If that. I don't know, dude. That's wild.
That's like my little area of Frederick Ballinger Creek is probably bigger than.
It'll be a lot of walking. That's all I know. The whole trip's going to be nothing but walking. Yeah. We're starting in Amsterdam, though, so you know what? Already in first part of this trip.
I know that they have, like, they're weird about sort of their like weed laws. Like, it has to be in a specific shop. Like, I don't think you can just be smoking it anywhere.
No, so we had to do all the research because we want to do it. We don't want to get in trouble, right? So
right.
What they have are so bars. Their bars are where you buy alcohol. Coffee shops are your weed stores. They're coffee shops, so they sell espressos and, you know, coffee.
Uppers and downers. Okay.
But that's where you buy all your weed. Now nightclubs and stuff do not allow cigarette smoking, but some of the nightclubs will allow you to bring your pre-rolled joints in and smoke it inside. So there's places you can go and party and still smoke and drink and everything. So you're right. It is very particular. You really have to watch. But from what I've read, it's really, as long as you aren't abusing anything, and like if so they'll let you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
And as long as you aren't one of those, don't be one of those tourists that are just like,
No.
fuck you. Yeah, I'll do what I want. I'm an American.
Isn't that a show?
Why did I say that in Russian? Why did I sound like I was saying that in Russian?
Fuck you, I'm American, you know.
The fuck you mean? I'm going to be Italian. The
That's
fuck you mean?
perfect.
I'm an American.
I think there's a show called Locked Up Abroad.
I've seen it. I've watched it plenty of times.
Hey, maybe you can be a star, man.
Nah, they say everything I read is as long as they say that there are so many, like pickpocketing's huge, like really bad all over Europe, no matter where you're at in Europe. But they say that as long as you aren't there, in Amsterdam, but I'm not going to talk about anywhere else. In Amsterdam, we all know the red light district's where everything's at, right? That's where all your stuff's at. Now, the coffee shops are spread out. They're not just in the red light district. They're all over Amsterdam. So they could be on the corner of like the hotel. We have one right on the corner at the hotel. Go down, have a coffee and a joint in the morning. What are you fucking saying? Great. Cool. Nobody cares. We're sitting outside enjoying a nice spring morning. Whatever. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is there's street dealers and they're all over there. And what they sell you flour, but it's fake flour. It's not real. All their drugs are fake for the most part. But that's where the cops bust you. That's where they that's where you get busted. They just say, go to the actual legit places to sell it. Buy it from there. You're fine. Anything you want. You can literally buy mushrooms and everything there.
Are you not allowed to sell like independently or whatever? Is that?
No. It's technically illegal.
Right.
It's not legal over there, but they tolerate it. That's the thing. It's just like, it's just like DC, right? They have so many, but they tolerate it pretty much whatever it may be. They tolerate it. It's just because it's just been so taboo over, they just let it go with the whole sex worker industry. That's what's really big over there now.
Well, yeah, I mean, they bring in so many tourists, maybe not primarily for that reason, but certainly significant part of them. So they're like, why would we just shut down this cash cow, bringing people over here where they can't embrace do that in Germany or whatever?
Embrace it and make money off of it, right? Like the rest of the fucking world should be doing. The rest of, at least America,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's the craziest thing where it's like, and I've thought this before. It was legal in the state, but it's
but
just
you know what? I kind of think it kind of back though.
Goes in the ground.
I don't know, because you got to think too. I'm saying that I would not want that over here. Like I wouldn't want Frederick having. I mean, I guess you could have the coffee shops with the wheat, but I don't know, man. Because you got to think over there ain't no fucking cars. Everybody's walking or biking. You don't have the wrecks and the accidents, and they have such a good public transit. You don't need any of that. So over here, everybody drives, and you know how people fucking get. Everybody drove high at some point, but there is a limit still. You know what I'm saying? Where
parameter, sure,
whatever. But
I would love the downtown area of Frederick to get blocked off on like weekend nights, where people can walk out, they can smoke, they can drink outside,
like a fire and ice festival.
Yeah, but like so, I've been in places like New Orleans. I think is like an outlier. I've been in Savannah, where they have a certain part of the town where it's like just like a square block or two that there are police at every exit, but in that area you can do whatever you want, outside, inside. And I was like, that would be
whatever you want.
Well, you can't like kill people, but like it's basically kind of a space where it's like you don't have to be confined to inside a bar. You can come out and it's nice and cooler out in the summer or whatever.
It's just an outdoor area that they can enjoy their beverages and partake
bars and stuff. Yeah, and just
partake in other festivities.
Exactly.
That aren't allowed inside. Maybe smoke cigarettes too, because nobody allows smoking inside anymore. I don't think. Used to be a thing.
Not a lot of
used
spots.
to be. I don't smoke anymore. I used to all the way up to 2016. Look, I'm getting ready. Actually, I'll be hitting it. Actually, I think it's fuck up. It might be coming up here soon. My 10-year anniversary with that shit. I'm proud of that. I ain't gonna lie.
It was so crazy back in the day. I'm old enough to remember going to restaurants like as a child and being like, do you want the smoking or not smoking section? Which was not a thing because
Or more days.
for number 9,
Oh, for me, when I hit 10 years. 4 more
10 years.
days.
Nice.
Full 4 days. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could have a Frederick, like maybe out, like where, like, I mean, everything's too fancy over there now, but like where Wine Kitchen is, you know what I mean? Like you could have that just one area where people
Yes,
could
that would
just
be a
hang
great
out
area. Yeah.
because there are bridges at each little thing that they can cross over and not even have to go through. You wouldn't even have to walk through that area to get to anywhere else. There's a way around it. That'd be a perfect area for something like that.
Yeah. And you can keep going. There's this Frederick Social, there's the creamery place, whatever La Paz is turning into. But it's, I don't know. I think people get scared of that idea because of like, 1% of the people that's just going to fuck it up and, be pointed at as like, this is the reason we can't have these things. Then the tide turns. Europe's going to be great, man.
I sure hope so. I've been on vacation a long time.
Wow, you deserve it.
We've been saving for this shit for years. Oh, ready.
I'm hoping to go to Big Bend National Park for my birthday.
Big Bend National Park.
3-5. It's in West Texas. I think parts of it might be in like New Mexico.
And what's so
Old
significant
Mexico.
about it that you like?
So Big Bend National Park has the best place for stargazing to see the Milky Way in the entire country. So I've been to a little spot called Cloudersport, Pennsylvania, which is like right outside Buffalo. And that's the best spot on the East Coast. And we have like this like pretty high powered telescope. We had this guy do like a star tour, which with a flashlight that I'm sure is not legal because this baby went up. But it was really cool. We saw Starlink because I was like, is that some fucking aliens coming through? Because I definitely see something moving in the sky. And he looked up.
Now you see it over Frederick almost every other night. Now it's over Frederick nonstop.
Yeah, but so that's a nice space. We went to a couple years back. That you really, I mean, the clouds came down and we're like, oh, we're not sure we can do it. But then they opened up and it was like the portal to the space. It was wild. Big Bend apparently is supposed to be even better. But I am not close to Texas. I am closer to Pennsylvania. So it'd be a flight probably to like Odessa or something. And then driving a few hours. It's like it's going to be a multifaceted thing. So I'm trying to get on board with the wife and figuring out some stuff. But if we can pull it together, it should be a really fun trip.
Absolutely. That's what I think for her 35th, we planned did a trip to Dominican and did that for a week. And then for my 40th, my birthday falls in the winter. So unless you escape, it's always cold, but I actually got to go to, because I went on my 40th was a hunting trip. And that was expensive. That was a big hunting trip.
Just for the tags or travel?
Everything.
Yeah.
Lodging, everything. It was like, I mean, I think it was probably about $5,000 at the time, when I was, but it was, we saved up and knew what I wanted to do. And now so we're doing Europe. The only reason we've been saving this is because our 10-year wedding anniversary. And we've decided for her 40th, we did something big for her 40th, and which will be also right around our 15-year anniversary. We'll go do South Africa and go down there and do some shit in South Africa.
Dude, I would love to go to South Africa. I mean, I know that there's some crime down there, but I'm sure that there's...
That's everywhere. You got to know what you're doing, watch what you're doing.
Yeah, speaking of the pickpockets, I went to Buenos Aires for like I don't know, a couple weeks for what they call a mini mester, but it was just like going to the zoo and like that's the class for the day. But they were worried about pickpockets, and a couple people in our class did get pickpocketed. My dad, before I left, he's like, "Here's a belt you can wear like around your abdomen, and keep all your stuff in there so that your pockets are, nothing's in there. And the teacher said that she was wearing one and she walked past some guys and didn't feel a thing. Her pockets were turned inside out. But she was like, I was wearing one of the special things. And then one of the girls got really messed up because someone made themselves throw up on one of the subway system down there. So she has this like vomit on her. And in the commotion of all that, her passport and all of her pesos just snatched. And I was like, that's like professional level. If you
that's the exact same thing, man, that they've told us. Our travel agent that we hired or not hired because we don't pay him, but the travel agent I use for all of our trip stuff. Awesome dude. Warden, Amsterdam, nearly as bad as Paris, but Paris,
yeah,
but Paris isn't nearly as bad as Rome. So,
well, damn, man.
So what we have and they suggest and what I got is we have a backpack, one backpack and one like crossbody, and they both have not just hidden pockets, but to get to the pocket, it also has the lock with the combination. So nobody's gonna be able just to sneakily grabbing things. So all of our big shit, all of our shit's going in there. I ain't trying to have that now. Hopefully, is it enough? They can still cut the bag, they're supposed to have security. The bags are supposed to be secure, have like mesh or something in it. They can't just cut, but we know how well half of that shit works most of the time. So, but you just got to be careful. But yeah,
we'll have a few joke pockets with like fire ants or something, so that you start hearing someone screaming. It's like thought you were getting money.
Well, it has other pockets, so it has open pockets people could zip open. But that's where you put your just random shit, right? Not shit you're worried about. You ain't gonna put your passports in your wallet and shit in that. You know what I'm saying? Some people would. Some people would think, oh yeah, whatever. But
it happens all the time, I'm sure. And then they have to fucking call the embassy and get it all sorted out there instead of which you don't want to be doing on your trip. You want to be sightseeing and
right.
Taking in the culture and
That'd
everything.
Be rough. Yep. No different though than Egypt, because that's going to be my 50th. Whenever I turn 50, that's going to be where I go. Egypt, the next on my list. Got to see the pyramids, man. Especially now with all the new shit. I figure by the time I fit all the new shit, remember underneath the pyramids they found.
I thought I was like, are they making new pyramids? Did a new pyramid just drop? Like,
no, what I'm saying is by the time I turn 50 and I go there, maybe it'll be uncovered. Like they'll have even more uncovered that's out and open. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
it's just the top of an obelisk or something,
I don't know.
I think eventually I'm gonna try to make it down to Peru, see Machu Picchu and all the Incan stuff down there. Yeah, I think that's on my like top 5. And I was like, I don't know when I'll make it down. Been working on my Duolingo. Probably have the vocabulary of a 5th grade Spanish speaker,
I've been working. I've worked on my Duolingo. I hit what day did I hit in a row? 60, I think, just recently before I went on the trip for Italian. So
I think I'm day 1960 or something. Anything.
Oh Jesus!
A couple years back.
I just found out about it right before the trip. I was like, oh, let me try this out. I always remember. I'll show my age because I always remember. What's that fucking one? Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone.
That's the only one I remember.
And Babbel, I think, came along too.
I didn't even know. Yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah, there's been an uproar though. I've heard in the Duolingo company or something because they fired all their voice actors and replaced them with AI. And I was like, oh, shit, that's coming, man. And I get,
All right, levelers. I think as we start descending from orbit here, we want to hear from you. Hit us, highlevelchronicles.com, or on the socials at HLC Podcast 420. Tell us your favorite stoner mod idea. Your go-to watch while high show, or even your worst edible story. Especially if it involves getting stuck in a grocery store staring at a rotisserie chicken for 30 minutes. Not that I know anything about that. I'm just saying.
No, never been there. Never did that.
Any last words?
I think, we talked a lot about travel. Let's, good luck in Rome. And, definitely want to hear all about it when you get back.
For sure.
In Amsterdam and all those good places.
We truly weeded it and winged it tonight. This one was all vibes, no plan. Honestly, man, I think we crushed it. Sometimes you just got to let the weed guide and see what
That's a good one.
happens, see where it takes you. Somehow through sheer stoner magic and random gaming tangents, we made an episode out of nothing. A true
man.
high-level miracle.
We got good chemistry, man. You know, that's all I need. Chemistry vibes.
No script, no filter, just gas and chaos. Until next time, stay leveled up. We are out.
Thanks for listening to High Level Chronicles. See you